The Chiefs win another close game with a weird ending, and we're going to talk about it. Good morning, Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Los Angeles Chargers last night, 19-17, in Arrowhead Stadium, improving to 12-1. But first, before we get started, this live stream is powered by BetUS.
Head over to betus.com. Check out what they got going on right now. If you use the code YouTube150, you get a 150% deposit match bonus on your first deposit. On your next two, you're going to get 125% deposit match bonuses. Those are up to $2,000, so take advantage of all the free plays you make. The site's easy to use, plenty of props on there. Go to betus.com, use the promo code YouTube150. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you their way. Steve, Chiefs win 19-17. Another, what can I say?
Another one of those,
I guess.
Mike, we watch the same game every week. It's Groundhog's freaking day, right?
Yep, nail biter right across the board, man. I just posted this on the X, and it holds true. The DOINK at the end of the game, the DOINK for the division, says Mike Tirico. Okay, that was a nice call by Mike Tirico. I'm glad they took the time, him and Collinsworth, to stop bitching about Jawan Taylor long enough to come up with something cool. Because I swear it's those two's like life goal to call out Jawan Taylor.
I couldn't believe that he was doing that again. Like, what did Jawan Taylor do to Collinsworth?
They just literally cannot get over it. They're obsessed. Like, did Jawan Taylor, like, hit on his wife or something? Like, what is going on with that?
There's other ways to take care of this than just talk trash on his...
Otherwise, the Chargers, their tackle moved early a few times. Peeps out of all of it. But anyways, 19-17, the DOINK at the end. This was a close game across the board. It was insane how close this was. Take a listen to this. 20 first downs each, 11 passing first downs each. Kansas City had 7 rushing first downs compared to their 6. It even got crazier. First down from penalties. The Chiefs got 2 first downs from penalties, and they got 3. Like, that's how close it was. Total plays, 65-57. The Chiefs got a little more plays there at the last time, or that last drive. They both had 9 total drives. The Chiefs had 298 total yards compared to 288. The passing yards was 202 Kansas City, 194 for the Chargers. The rushing yards was 96-94 KC. The rushing attempts were even spot on, 25-24. Rushing averages were identical, 3.8, 3.9. And then time of possession, 29 minutes for KC, 31 for the Chargers. It was split down the middle perfectly. The only thing that was a little skewed was the penalties. The Chiefs got called for 8 penalties. The Chargers got called for 7, but yet ours attributed to 48 more yards on the board. So anybody who wants to cry about penalties can suck it. Steve, that game was completely split down the middle. Is the Chargers that good? Have they closed the gap that well to Kansas City in the first year of hardballs? Or is the Chiefs just literally in a weird funk?
Oh, hardballs.
13 games in.
Yeah, before I answer, just want to say we appreciate everybody being here this morning. Take a second, hit the like button, help this get out to more people. We would appreciate that. Mike, I don't think they're really that good. I do think they are improving. I think they are bought in more to hard balls than they were Brendan Staley because that guy was a slap nut. So I do think they're getting a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think any game that we've played this year should have been as close as it is. But we watch the same game every week. Like this week, no exception. We got the same crap we normally did. Like we didn't run the ball enough. Our left tackle kind of stunk. Patrick Mahomes got sacked 85 times. Mm-hmm. It was the same thing. I mean, it's literally the same thing every week.
Ooh. Yeah, well, let's talk about that for a little bit. Everybody thought that DJ Humphries was going to come in, just light the world on fire.
We were hoping, man.
He kind of done what we kind of thought he would do. He was going to come in, and he's not been in football game shape now for over a year. He's not played. He's rusty. Kind of an atrocious first few drives there. By halftime, he was starting to figure it out a little bit. I thought he played way better in the second half. But then he hurts his hamstring and misses the entire last drive. And Wanye almost gives up a sack on the very first play. I was rooting so hard for Wanye to not come in and just get a sack on his first play and just get ran out of the city. But he held up. He held strong on that play. It was close. By the skin of his tooth, it held it up, okay? But, yeah, I thought DJ Humphries showed a little bit of improvement. The last time we played the Chargers, Mahomes had 15 pressures. He was pressured 15 times, and he was sacked, what was it? He was sacked 3 times. This time, he had 16 pressures, and he was sacked 3 times. So he actually got 1 extra pressure this week and the same amount of sacks. But this was a little bit of an improvement over last week. Last week, it was 13 pressures and 5 sacks. Or, no, I take that back. It was 20 pressures and 5 sacks. So, 16 pressures and 3 sacks is a small improvement. I guess you got to take it.
I guess. I think that the pressure rate was pretty much similar to last week as far as left tackle. So
it's the same.
Yeah.
But,
I think,
we
knew that was, we knew he wasn't going to come in and be perfect. We talked about that. Mike could be a little rusty, but he's also coming in and playing, really good pass rush. I mean, they have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, but
taking them to
Latu, or Tui Tuipulotu, that's who it is. They all have the same name, but you know which guy I'm talking about. He's good. And then they had another guy I didn't even realize was on the team. I can't remember the other guy, the pass rush, but they have a pretty good pass rush. And
they're solid. They get after it. They're a smash mouth kind of team.
Well, they're also under hard balls. They're going to be more defensive oriented. That's what he does. And I think they just came up with really good ways to get pressure on Mahomes, and they took advantage of the tackles. I mean, our interior offensive line was great last night, as far as I'm concerned. But it was the same deal.
There was one communication issue there between Jawan Taylor and Trey Smith that allowed a sack early in the game. Dude, I've been saying this. Jawan Taylor has got just as many problems as the left side ever had. So, I mean, okay, I get it. He's better than Wanye. Don't come at me. I'm sorry I said that. But the thing is there's still a big problem on the right side. Now, look, I think Jawan Taylor can seal that up a little better than what we would have done if not bringing in DJ Humphries. But let's hope he can at least fix that side. Because right now, it's just not looking too good on that side either. But it is what it is. Mahomes is still being able – he had some time to throw last night. Well, not a lot of time to throw, but there was a few different plays in which he did have some time to throw. He had a clean pocket a couple times early, actually, and he kind of stepped into a sack, or it's almost like he hadn't been there before. He didn't know what to do. But by the end of the game, they were kind of going back to quick passes and this and that and getting the ball out. I think they had a 2.62 time to throw, which was – that's got to be one of the highest they've had all season. This is what you got to do. Why has Andy and them not done it earlier is what I want to know. Like, it doesn't matter what left tackle's in so far. I even thought it was a scheme change or something. Like, it just feels totally different. Like, these left tackles are they that inept, or is it just something they're just thinking about too much?
It's super weird, man. It's like
odd.
Every team knows it. Every team freaking smells the blood in the water every game, and they absolutely rock our freaking tackles every week. I mean, I'm sure they game plan to do it after watching everybody else do it.
It's got to get better, though, going forward. As long as DJ Humphries, as long as that hammy, like we've seen him leave the field with a hammy, that's what you get, man, when you rush players back. This is what we were trying to say.
I was okay with it. I'm fine with it. You want to
get him back, but
I'm fine with it.
If you're not in complete game shape, though, and you could tell even at the beginning he was not ready for the speed.
Well, check this out, man. He wasn't in complete game shape yet. He wasn't ready. He was a little rusty. He was still just as good as Wanye Morris.
Yeah, and you got him hurt.
He's fine, man. He's fine.
Well, let's hope.
Just a little hammy.
Let's hope, because I don't want to go back the other way.
No, absolutely not. But real quick, you mentioned Mahomes had a little bit more time in the pocket last night at times, and I agree with that. Like, yeah, overall still just got beat to death, and it was unreal. But there were flashes when it seemed like he had some time to work, and it was good. It proved to be a good thing, of course. But I'll tell you what it was, man. It was when we would establish the run, It
Yeah.
always helped. But then when Andy would abandon it for freaking drives at a time, they'd start pinning their ears back and going to town. And it's like, dude, I don't know why. It's just like 1 + 1 = 2, Andy Reid. Like, come on, brother. Let's do it. Like, I don't know why this guy hates running the ball. It is the weirdest thing. I thought that Isaiah Pacheco had a hell of a game.
Yeah, he don't want to commit to it. Pacheco had 14 carries, but I want to say he probably had 5 or 6 on the first drive.
Yes.
So it's one of those things where it's like these kind of backs. Pacheco's a home run hitter back. Like, he doesn't do it a lot because his vision's kind of sus and just different things. But Pacheco can hit the big run. He actually hit one last week. Kareem Hunt don't really do that, but, together they had 19 total carries. So here we are 2 weeks with those guys splitting carries, and last week they had 7 apiece, 14, and this week it goes to 19. Right. So to your point, Andy has got to start running the ball more. That takes pressure off the tackles. That takes the pass rush. And let me tell you this. They ran last night. The Chargers, they play a too-high coverage shell. Okay?
Of course.
They play that too-high shell at the 3rd highest rate in the NFL. And they played it a decent amount last night from what I can remember. I have to go back and watch the aerial view of it and the all-22, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them in that a lot last night. But what's funny is Mahomes is actually, believe it or not, he's fought back and he knows how to play against the too-high shell a lot better than he has in years past. This year, he is graded as the 7th highest quarterback against the too-high coverage shell. So he's a top 10 quarterback against the shell.
That used to be the bane of his existence.
Right, and now he's a top 10, and he still can't beat it because we can't stop getting pressure on him so quick. Right. So there's tons of problems across the board, but at the same time, I thought the Chiefs played a much better game. The score might have been the same, and it might have looked like the same game, but I think across the board, this game looked a lot better than that Raiders game did.
I guess so. I feel like there's
no guessing to it. That looked a lot
I don't
better.
know, man. I feel like every game this year has been the exact same for me. It's hard to watch. It's boring at times. It hurts a little bit.
Stay boring pays the bills.
That's fine. I'm great with it. I mean, we already locked up the.
We're living proof of that.
I mean,
boring pays the bills, man. If you're not boring, people hate you.
9 straight AFC West championships, baby. 12-1. I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
The Detroit Lions, I don't know who it was, Detroit Free Press, somebody come out with an article, the Lions are the only real 12-1 team in the NFL.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to the Super Bowl and smack their ass.
Yeah.
That will be one of the most funny things to do ever is to go there and destroy the Lions in the Super Bowl.
It's going to happen. Keep looking up with the 10 bomb. Says, I'll be asleep when you guys go live. We'll catch up later. Just want to say I'm happy we won, but our defense is looking tired and pretty sure Mahomes is getting beat up from all the sacks. Appreciate the 10. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. The defense, we've talked about this. They've kind of declined in the last 3 weeks, and it's almost like they were just tired of carrying. Their backs got tired, Mike.
Wait, isn't it funny, though, that we're all like, man, the Chiefs defense, man, they just look bad. They suck.
It's not that. I mean, they're definitely not as dominant as they were.
It just cracks me up, though, because you think they suck, and then you look on the board, and they've give up 17 points 2 of the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I get it.
21 to the Bills.
I'll tell you why it looks so bad. I will tell you right now why the defense looks bad. They can't stop a 3rd down to save their freaking lives and get off the field. They just can't do it. Like the last 3 weeks, they cannot do it. And it's really annoying. So I think that's why, like, no matter how many points they put on the board, like, you're watching it and you're just like, come on. Like, come on, guys. Appreciate the 10, though. Keep looking up. Thank you for that. Shout out Leonidas becoming a member. Let's go, baby. And then Hannah with the 5 bomb says, I'm going to sound nuts, but this is the best game offense played so far. I saw signs. Chargers defense is best in the NFL, allowing 13.1 points before last night. That is a good defense that we played. The top scoring defense in the league. They mentioned that like 975 times on the broadcast last night. So yeah, I mean, overall, I guess I'm with you, Mike, somewhat. I feel like it was a little bit better game than the Raiders game. But it's just still the same issues, dude. It's the same issues.
Well,
like
you're gonna have
get
the
in
same
the red
issues.
zone, cannot convert, kick a field goal. It's the same old song
You're
and
going to
dance.
have the same issues.
And then
because
once
you can't
a game,
fix the issues.
Well, once a game, Andy Reid remembers that he has DeAndre Hopkins as a freaking target in the red zone. And they're like, oh, yeah, there he is. Throw him the ball.
Well, Mahomes tried to hit him there late, and he got rocked and dropped the ball. I was surprised he would drop that.
That was a very good defensive play.
How come that wasn't a defenseless receiver? Like they called on us early in the game.
That Nick Bolton penalty was absolutely outrageous. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That was a shoulder-to-shoulder hit.
Right.
Look, it's ridiculous.
Literally, what was he supposed to do? Stand there and be like, catch the ball,
just gotta watch him catch the ball.
Catch it, and then I'll touch you.
I apologize to the NFL officiating on behalf of the Chiefs last night and Nick Bolton for playing football. Dude, there is more physicality watching the ice skating at the Olympics than what football offers these days.
Unreal.
It's pathetic.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it should have been a penalty. It shouldn't. That wasn't a good defensive play at all by the Chargers.
Yeah, if you're gonna say that, Steve, you said earlier. Appreciate the 5, Hannah. Leonidas too, becoming a member. Appreciate you, brother. You said you didn't feel like the Chiefs could get off the field on 3rd down, and they held the Chargers to 6 third down. They only converted 6 out of 13. That's less than 50%.
Do you think it's because it's like the 3rd and longs that they let up that just really pisses you off? Like, I don't know. That's in my head from the last few
Maybe
weeks.
so. Look, I thought, okay, look, this is another
I can't be the only one that feels that way.
Right. It feels like that, but I think a lot of things feel that way, and then something happens, and it gets moved around. Pop's in the house with the 5 gifted.
Oh, let's go.
With the 5 gifted coming out on a Monday morning. Putting up the crew, baby. Let's go. Appreciate you, Pops. Yeah, Steve, what I was going to say is, before Pops so generously interrupted with the 5 gifted memberships, is that the other big issue is the cornerback position. And yesterday, it looked okay. In the first half, Josh Williams played. They finally decided to start Josh Williams. I think he gave up 4 catches for 18 yards. McDuffie had give up like 2 for 25. No touchdowns across the board. They looked really good. Then in the second half, frickin' Josh Williams decides to run into the train known as Johnston on the other team and just rocks him, hurts himself, has to go to the medical tent, eventually to be taken to the back. He's got some kind of a chest injury. So you ended up with DJ Humphries with a hammy, and he didn't speak on it after the game. He forgot to speak on Josh Williams. Now, that's 2 things. Maybe these are not big injuries, and he didn't care, or he just forgot.
Well, or, every time they talk about Josh Williams, they avoid it like the plague.
Yeah, that's true. But Josh Williams looked pretty good last night. It's starting to come around, Steve, in Chiefs Kingdom, that people are starting to see that Josh Williams is a better corner out there because he's more physical and everything else that we've tried to say.
Mike, it's exhausting sometimes.
It's okay, Steve. The only thing they'll remember is Sky Moore. It doesn't matter what all you get right. It's what you get wrong. If you're wrong once, you're always wrong. That's the thing. Okay. Josh Williams played well. And look, when he left, they played Keith Taylor a little bit. They played Najee a little bit. I think Najee could always get better and better because he has good technique. I think Nazee's just, you got to get the reps. And it's hard to get reps sometimes. It's hard to get reps and to learn when you have, Chiefs Kingdom breathing down your neck and everything's got to be championship quality instantly. Well, we've seen this time and time again.
I agree with that to a certain extent, but Najee Johnson had a pass, brother. That's true. They were all about letting him get in there and learn.
But then he kind of just
screw Kingsley Suamataia on the other side of the ball. Yeah. Screw Joshua, screw everybody except for Najee Johnson. Najee Johnson's okay. It's okay.
I actually read there was a tweet last night from I want to say someone from Arrowhead Addict or Arrowhead Pride, one of the two that's been around forever.
One of them arrowheads.
They were like, why has Josh Williams been rotting on the bench all year long? He's the much better CB2. I don't know. Who would have thought? What are we talking about? Like, anybody with football knowledge knows that Josh Williams was the bigger, more physical man-to-man corner than Najee Johnson. He makes 2 of Najee.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what we're talking about. We're talking about this 5-bomb from Minotaur here, baby. He says, I'm seeing all these memes of refs helping the Chiefs, but last night felt like we were getting screwed on a lot of the calls. I feel like it's like that a lot of the time.
You're going to see it a lot worse going forward.
Yeah, dude. It's every week. I feel like that there are these questionable calls and stuff, but like there's one that people will complain about and act like that's the reason why the Chiefs won every time.
Well,
Every time.
they'll do that, but then last night they don't really have that. So what did they do? They go to the
Juwan
well
Taylor.
and screenshot something, and they should have called this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, if you want to screen grab parts of a game, you can call holding on every play. And I get that most of these are just football casual meme accounts on Twitter
Yeah,
made
they
up by
don't
14-year-old kids living in their basement because that's what gets them attention. But they don't understand the game of football.
No,
and
there's
what's
also
the
lots
new
of
one?
times that it looks like holding, it's not holding. That
Right.
happens all the time.
And of course, you're going to get hit with the "you don't know ball." Like that's the new "I'm an idiot" speech. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's what it is.
That's how you introduce yourself as a slap nut, right?
Yeah,
You're dumb.
100%. So appreciate the 5-bomb, but yeah, I'm right there with you, Steve. I think it could get worse. The Chiefs can clinch.
It will.
Listen, the
you already
Chiefs can
said it.
clinch the number 1 seed overall. Okay, check this out. They can clinch it by Christmas Day if they win their next 2 games, and the Bills lose to the Lions, and the Eagles were to beat, I think, the Steelers. That's all it takes, and we're clinched by Christmas Day. Do you think the Chiefs would rest starters on Christmas? Do you think Netflix would have a freaking cow if they get the Chiefs on there for a primetime Christmas game, and we've already wrapped up the number 1 seed, and we sit our starters for a half? They would lose it. So you better believe the NFL and everybody else is going to be out to get us, so we can't do that.
Mike, I don't think they would rest the starters completely that game anyway.
I didn't say completely. I said the second half.
Well, either way, I don't know.
I think
But
I would.
I would just tell them to stay home and enjoy Christmas instead of going to Pittsburgh.
Look, at this point in the
Pittsburgh's
year,
not a good city. It's
at this
ugly.
point in the year, we've
wanna go
played
there.
13 games. You're 12-1. The problems aren't getting fixed. You can't say, hey, let's go out in a meaningless game. Let's fix these problems. We've already did this for 13 weeks. They're not getting fixed. The problems are very obvious. It's the left tackle and the offensive line allowing too many pressures on Mahomes, and it's injuries. You can't solve
Yeah.
injuries. Okay, you can just wait them out. And besides DJ Humphries, if he don't pan out, then you're just stuck.
Well, I mean, I think you said it though. Like we've been going week to week with this team, wondering how they're going to get better, and when they're going to get better, and when this is going to click, and when that's going to click. And I think you hit the nail on the head just now. I mean, they are what they are. You are seeing what this team is week in and week out, and we just refuse to accept it. And yeah, it is hard to accept. That's a hard pill to swallow when you have the talent level that our offense has, and they're out there just sucking butt half the time.
You can make all the excuses you want. You can say injuries. You can say this. You can say that. But that doesn't change the fact that that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So you just can't magically snap your fingers and the injuries disappear. So we have to figure it out with what we have. I'm sorry, but we have to play the hand you're dealt. And we're not getting it together.
Absolutely. Hannah with another 5 says Andy Reid back on poop play calling. Not running the ball on 3rd and 1 when you can't pass protect to make it make sense. He's obsessed with abandoning the run. 100%. We talked about that earlier. There were a couple situations last night where I felt like it was obvious run. He would not do it. Just would not do it.
Funny thing is, they did it early.
Of
Do you
course,
remember?
yeah, they did. They really did. The first drive, I was like, okay, they're going to do this. Here's what I thought they were going for, and I think they jumped ship on it. But I think it was a great game plan, was to come out and demoralize a defense that thought they were the shit. They think they're the best defense in the league, and they're going to do this, they're going to do that. They were just going to run the ball straight down their throat, go down and score a touchdown, and just demoralize them on the first drive. It didn't work out that way. Because why?
Chargers
We got down in the red zone and just refused to run the ball.
The Chargers and hardballs want to play bully ball.
Yeah.
They want to play defense and smack you in the mouth on the run game. So the best way to beat a bully is to smack them in the mouth. And you take it right to them. And that's what I thought Andy was going to come out and do.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
And then what did Andy do? He put his skirt on and he got cute.
Because he got in the red zone. Andy Reid's got a red zone skirt.
He does. He's like, let's get the cheerleader skirt on and see how many weird. I'm so glad that we got a false start on that stupid Wildcat play last night, because we would have lost 6 if we had ran it.
Yeah.
I would have much rather took the 5-yard penalty than lose 6 on the stupid play call they were getting ready to
DJ
do.
Humphries did one thing last night. It was jump off sides on that stupid play.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. Appreciate the 5, Hannah. Sam with a 5 says, why is the officiating so inconsistent? It's absolutely infuriating at times. Can we petition the league for paid full-time referees? I think eventually that's what's going to happen if they want consistency. But I don't think the NFL wants it.
They don't want it.
I don't think they want it.
Look, if you have full-time paid referees, then that is going to allow criticism from the league and the teams. And the NFL runs a mafia style. You can't even talk about the officials. You can't even say anything. They'll fine you into oblivion if you ever question their oh so high quality officiating. So they are never going to do that. I will guarantee it. It's always a way to be able to subtly maybe keep some games close. I'm not going to say it's a full scripted thing.
There's something
but you
to
better
it,
believe
though, right?
there are a few here and there. There's a few plays that comes down to just whether or not you want to call it. And there always is. That's why you don't let teams stay close and you don't let games stay close.
There's definitely something to it. There's a reason why they don't want it, and it is what it is. But appreciate the 5, Sam.
Well, it's the whole, inconsistency. Right. He said it. It's just there's inconsistency across the board.
Right. Brandon with the 2 bomb says more play action like Jared Goff. What do you think, Mike? We don't tend to use.
You don't have time to do play
much.
action.
I think we just get beat to death.
Yeah, the play action takes more time. Mahomes better not turn his back to the left side because he's going to get killed.
Yeah, you're right.
You get in the shotgun to give yourself more time, not under center.
Yeah.
Now, again, it could slow down, but you've got to consistently commit to the run game. If Andy pulls out a play action, they're going to laugh at him. They're going to be like, you thought you were going to fool us? You ain't running the ball.
You ran the ball 14 times.
What are you
this
doing?
game. We don't care.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. And then Steven Nelson, this is what I was trying to get to earlier,
We're going to get there, Mike. We're going to get there. And I appreciate the 2, Brandon.
Daggone, you're just going to get there, huh?
Yeah.
You must be holding in something here.
I wanted to talk about this Steven Nelson thing. That's one thing I've been wanting to talk about the entire show because it's on everybody's mind.
It's been the big thing this weekend.
Yeah, you've seen everyone talking about it, and I want to give it its due. Like I
want to give it its segment.
Slot, okay, I want to give it a good talking to. I want to hold it 10, and I want to give it a stern talking to. Okay, that's what I want to do. But right now, Mike, we need to take just a quick break, if you guys don't mind. We'll be right back. Christmas is right around the corner, and we've brought back the popular Merry Chiefsmas sweater and hoodie in the store. Just go to merch.allchiefedup.com and you can use the code ACUSANTA, that's ACUSANTA, and you can get 20% off of everything in the store until the end of the year. So get your hands on those and give some gifts to your family and friends. Woohoo! Go get that bad boy. Go get you one. Make sure to use that promo code. Get 20% off in the store. Appreciate you guys being here, by the way. Thanks for coming on in. If you came in a little late, we were just kind of recapping the game last night, talking about some things here and there. Do us a favor, hit the like button, get this out to more people. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, the hell are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that. Mike, before we get to the Steven Nelson thing, let's give out some game balls from the game last night. There were positives, of course. There always are. Who do you got for the game ball in the offense there?
I think last night, I think I'm going to give it to Xavier Worthy. I thought Xavier Worthy done.
Yeah, see, it was me, baby. I even wore the shirt today.
Yeah, I thought he done a pretty good job of what he was asked to do. Did he pop his finger back into place on that last play?
I don't know.
He got up and celebrated. I thought he popped his finger back in.
Well, either way, I mean, I think he made some critical catches.
Yeah.
Like, he was pretty clutch last night. So I want to shout out Xavier Worthy as well.
Yeah, I think Xavier Worthy is probably it.
Let's do it.
Can we talk one more time? Just one more gripe.
No, Michael.
Why in the ever-loving hell, in the first drive of the game, when you need to be setting the tone, did we try to get Baylor Cup a touch?
Holy crap, dude. I could have, like, literally, I was driving at that point. I could have just took my car and ran it off the bridge with the whole family. Took the whole family out because of Andy Reid. And what in the hell is this Baylor Cup crap? We killed the entire first drive because we had...
Why do you give Baylor Cup...
Wait a second. Who is Baylor Cup?
I've got
why is he in there killing the first drive of an important game?
I've got an idea. Let's set the tone. Let's get it to
what
the
are we
17th
doing, Andy Reid?
we've ever put on the roster.
What are you doing? You got Noah Gray who's been killing it. What are you doing? Who's Baylor Cup?
Why should Baylor Cup? He should have never seen the field.
Unreal, dude. On the first freaking drive. You killed the first drive because you had Baylor Cup in the game.
Always outthinking himself and getting
like cute. He had the easy first down, too, on that play design. Easy first down, and Baylor Cup's like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not even an NFL player. What am I doing out here? And he dropped the ball. Wide open.
Who am I? And then he drops it. Dude, I don't know. There's going to be some smart ass being like, oh, y'all think you can do better in Baylor Cup?
No.
In the NFL? No, I'm not. And I don't care.
No, but that was pretty wild. You have to admit that. Even if you're mad,
it made no sense.
Even if you're Baylor Cup or your Baylor Cup's family,
Steve, who
you
you giving the defensive
that.
game ball to? Because I think there's two that probably earned it.
I'm going to go Nick Bolton.
I think Nick Bolton is one of the two I was thinking of.
Nick Bolton gets a lot of shit from Chiefs Kingdom. And, we don't need him. We don't need to re-sign him, blah, blah, blah. Nick Bolton's one of the best defenders we have. And he does it week in and week out. And, yeah, he'll struggle sometimes in coverage. But, good Lord, who cares? He makes up for it everywhere else. He's always around the ball. He's making plays. When he's asked to blitz, he's getting pressure on the quarterback. Had a sack last night. Nick Bolton
He did have a sack.
Okay? Nick Bolton's the man. So I'm giving him
sacked up and sacked it. Okay, that's what he did. I'm going to give the other one to one Turk Wharton.
Yeah, dude.
2 sacks on the night for Turk Wharton.
Turk Wharton had a game. He had himself a game. Baby.
He also had 3 QB hits in total. So, I mean, he was all over the quarterback last night. I was glad to see it, but yeah, besides him and Nick Bolton, nobody get the quarterback. So we were down to 3 sacks. I like how every week we're giving up 5 and 6 sacks and we're barely getting to the quarterback 2-3 times.
Well, as much as people
we've got to start converting those.
As much as people wanted to complain about what the refs should have been calling, Chris Jones was pissed for a reason last night.
Yeah, he was getting held. He was getting doubled. He was getting everything. What's new?
What's new?
That's just what he has to do.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
Yeah, my gripe with the defense, since we did a gripe with the offense, my gripe with the defense is this. Charles Omenihu, I get that he just now got back, but they already limited his snaps down. He only played like 23 snaps.
I don't know what they're doing.
We have 0 pass rush.
I don't know what they're doing.
He was literally the only one. Now, look, it could be something to do with the knee, whatever, so it's hard to say. But we trade for Josh Uche, and he is inactive. We give up all of our pass rush. You play Charles Omenihu 23, 24 snaps. You get no pressure out of the front 4 hardly. But this is a night where you've got 2 sacks from Turk Wharton, but you get no pressure from anybody else. You have to start going to all these crazy blitzes, and you keep putting Chamari Connor one-on-one, and Brian Cook one-on-one, and Justin Reed one-on-one. And these safeties give up more yardage and more catches than the corner and the cornerback too ever thought about. And yet we just keep bitching about Steven Nelson 24/7 as if he's going to come in and be the savior to everything.
Right. Minotaur with the 5 bomb here says, does nobody else remember watching Nelson get cooked for half a game?
I don't think so, Minotaur.
Or getting flagged 16 times a game. Okay, well, let's get to the Steven Nelson, baby.
Let's get to the Steven Nelson.
Okay, this is it, Minotaur. He was ass. Steven Nelson was not good. He was bad.
Play devil's advocate. Here we go. Chiefs Kingdom. That was under Bob Sutton. When he went to other places, he was better.
But he wasn't. He wasn't. Steven Nelson sucked everywhere. He's not good. I'm sorry. He's just not.
I mean, he had a pretty good statistical season with the Texans, maybe.
Well, here's my thing about it. Even if he's...
Steve, you don't know ball.
Well, I don't know ball, I guess. But Steven Nelson sucked. I do know that. And I also know that the corners we have are as good or better than Steven Nelson.
But now that Josh Williams hurt himself, you can just about guarantee Steven Nelson signing today.
Man,
that was the one thing that pissed me off last night was when I seen Josh Williams walk to the daggone x-ray room. I knew without a shadow of a doubt they were probably going to sign Steven Nelson anyway, probably like 70%. But I bet you that jumped up to at least 95.
This is just what like, I'll put it this way. Chiefs Kingdom, I love you, but you get too horny when we talk about signing people or bringing the same guys back that have already been here. And you have such a short memory on other things. Because Steven Nelson sucked. Everybody wanted him gone. Everybody was happy when Steven Nelson was gone. Then he goes to Pittsburgh and talks mad shit about Kansas City and the Chiefs over and over again.
He said he never wanted to be in this place. He never wanted to play for this bum-ass team.
Yep.
He called the entire city racist.
Yep.
Dude, there was so many things. He said he never wanted to come back. This guy,
I don't
was
want
a
him. No
complete
one wants him
clown.
back. No one wanted him here to begin with. He sucked. And it's like, I cannot believe that there are people out there that are Chiefs fans, call themselves Chiefs fans, and think they know the history of any Kansas City Chiefs, even in the last.
Some people
Stop.
out here, they'll sell
No.
their souls for a 3-peat.
Not
Look,
Steven
if you
Nelson
don't
going to
have
help you get that.
Hey, if you don't have integrity, what do you have?
Brother.
I would rather go down with Najee Johnson and Josh Williams than to have to bring this cat back. And all this trash talking, it's not even trash talking. It's just my honest opinion. I could be completely wrong, but I don't care if I'm wrong. Anybody that disrespects the team and the city like he did, I don't want him back.
No. Get the hell out.
I'll lose before I take you back. But is that going to sway Brett Veach? No. He's going to do what he wants to do today. And Brett, he could be on the team, and this guy can make the game-winning. He'll turn McCole Hardman's game-winning Super Bowl.
Let's just call it what it is. Wake up, guys. Let's call it what it is. Steven Nelson is ass. He's not good. He wasn't good when he played for us. He talked all that trash. He said all the bad things about
down
Kansas
on
City.
Steven Nelson sucked everywhere, huh?
And yeah, he did. He's not good. And then he wants to come back to try to snake a ring because he couldn't get one anywhere else.
Ooh,
I'm done with
it. Steven Nelson is probably going to watch you and hate you.
I don't care. He's like 4 feet tall. Bring it on, brother. You ain't going to do nothing. I'm not. No one's scared of Steven Nelson. Why we don't need him in the?
God,
come on.
All the smoke today.
What do they call him? Mighty Mouse? Is that what they called him?
Dude, here's what I'm hoping. And this is a very good possibility with Steven Nelson. I'm hoping that if Brett Veach throws the contract out on the desk, he doesn't get his head turned around fast enough to sign the contract. And he just misses it.
It'll be like old times.
Old times. But I'll tell you this. We do need bodies.
Or he'll hold
now.
it too long.
Look,
not sign it.
We do need bodies. And with another injury, if this chest injury from Josh Williams is a thing, and it goes far, we're not getting back Justin Watson. Or Jalen Watson. I'm sorry, I called him Justin. We're not getting back Jalen Watson. That's obvious, or they wouldn't even be looking at this. So it looks like all this positive time frame we were having with Jalen Watson is just not going to work out.
Not happening.
So at least he's a body. Do you think maybe Spags can somehow get him to play just a little bit better coverage? A lot of people are saying that him and Josh Williams and Nazir are going to play the outside, and this is going to allow Trent McDuffie to slide into the slot. That might be the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I'm not going to put Steven Nelson on the outside and now take the best wide receiver and put him on Steven Nelson.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that. I understand that, yes, Trent plays really well out of the slot, but Trent's no slouch playing on the outside either. He had a game last night.
Trent McDuffie came back hard. Like after everybody talked all that trash, and they're like,
that's why I said he took the trash talk in the heart, man.
It's not even that. I mean, he had a bad couple of weeks. He did.
He did.
And it's okay, man. I mean,
that's what happens when you don't have a pass rush.
Exactly. But he's been locked down since the beginning. So, I mean, like I said, you got to give him a little bit of grace. I knew he'd bounce back, and he had a hell of a game last night. But just to kind of put a bow on this Steven Nelson thing, like.
We know what you're getting ready to say.
It's just another thing that's not necessary. It's really not. And you know what? If he
you don't think there's any value in bringing back Steven Nelson, who is serviceable? I'll say he's serviceable.
I'd rather have Najee Johnson in the game.
But you're getting down to where there's no bodies.
We have plenty of bodies. They keep saying that.
Keith Taylor. That's it.
Where's
That's
Nick
who was
Jones
playing
at? Where's that guy we drafted?
Nick Jones, they won't bring up off the daggone practice squad.
It's like, dude, there are people there. And you let people go.
I honestly think Nick Jones is pretty good at playing the slot, too. So why has he not been called up?
And that's another thing. Like, you let people go. I mean, you let them walk. You let good ones walk.
Yeah, you let Khalif Hallisey walk.
You let Echo Boy Doe. He's working at Burger King.
He's working at the Burger King over on 39th.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, and I just don't think Steven Nelson's the answer. And I'll be honest with you, it is because of a lot of that old stuff, and I don't care.
They also traded for Keith Scott or whatever his name is. The kid they didn't trade for him, but they picked him up from Dallas. It's not Derek either.
Eric.
Okay. I thought you said Derek. I don't know why I called him Keith. Keith Taylor, Eric Scott. You've got all these bodies. They picked up another one. Who was the other cat they picked up? I'm pretty sure he played at South Carolina. I don't know, but we've got bodies there. Why are we not pulling these guys? Why has Nick Jones been completely thrown to the curb?
What happened to Kelvin Joseph?
he's sitting on a couch somewhere, and
Yeah.
he was being rumored to make the team.
Yeah, I do.
I would rather bring back Kelvin Joseph than I would bring in Steven Nelson.
Absolutely. I'd rather give it a shot myself.
Steve, you know what's going to happen. They're going to bring back Steven Nelson, and because of all this trash talk, this dude's going to be a Pro Bowler.
I don't care. He could have
just
his
so everybody
best
can say
year
we're
ever.
wrong and we don't know ball.
He can have his best year ever, but I don't want a guy that talked that much trash to come in here and use us for a ring.
That's what I think too. I'm just not.
Get his little ass out of town.
It feels like a woman in an abusive relationship, and you finally got out of it. But now that you're lonely again, you're
We're
like,
not
hey,
doing
call
no
him back
favors
up.
for that guy. We're
It
not
wasn't
doing any
so
favors
bad.
for him.
Call him back up. Like Chiefs Kingdom has actually been simping all over X for this guy for like 3 days.
After he called them all racist and stupid.
They even they even said that was a thing. They're like, well, maybe somebody was racist. And I was like,
Maybe
the entire city.
They were all, well, maybe we were. Maybe we were back then.
The entire city. Okay. So then he goes to Pittsburgh. You're telling me that Pittsburgh's don't got a racism problem over Kansas City? And then you went down to Texas and played? Like,
Come
what are you
on.
talking about?
Come on. Get out of town.
Like, dude, that was sour grapes on Steven Nelson's part. And what did he do?
Cried.
He cried and he tried anything he could to degrade the city. And you guys are trying to welcome him back. You know what? I say, screw you, Steven Nelson. I don't care if you're good or not. I don't even want you. I'd rather play Nick Jones off the practice squad.
Agreed.
I don't think the corner has been the big problem anyway, Steve. We're all bitching about the corners last night, but the corners wasn't giving up the big plays. It was the safeties.
For some reason, no one can wrap their head around
the corners
this.
can't pressure the quarterback. Go get the freaking quarterback.
That's the thing. For some reason, a lot of people cannot wrap their head around that. These corners have not been bad this year, and everybody's freaking out about corner all year long. It's like, can we
Snead
please get
looked
some pressure
awesome
on the
last
quarterback?
Year, but guess what? We were the highest rated team getting after the quarterback.
We
I think,
cannot
last year.
let it. Doesn't matter who you have back there, Mike. You can have prime time, like prime Darrell
Dude,
Reeves.
you could have Darrell
okay?
Reeves and Deion Sanders, and if you're giving them all day long, they're going to catch
You
balls.
just can't give teams 5-6 seconds to throw the ball. They're going to sit back there comfortably, and they're going to execute their game plan. They're professionals. That's what they're going to do. Even the teams that suck, if you give them all the time in the world, like Carolina, they're going to do what they do because they are professional football
Justin Herbert
players.
literally, I want to.
You got to disrupt.
Justin Herbert had one throw last night where I literally counted 5 seconds, and I got so mad that I literally rage passed out. And when I woke up,
black out for a minute?
Somebody told me he actually had like 8.5 seconds in the pocket.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. With a defensive line,
But we need a corner,
George
a washed,
Karlaftis and
tiny
Chris
corner.
Jones.
I don't understand.
And we're gonna blame the corner.
Yeah. While we
Novel
do nothing,
idea too. Maybe stop putting Shamari Connor 1v1 on the slot. He's not that guy.
he's not it.
Neither is Justin Reed either. I love Justin Reed, but his strength is not 1v1. And by the way, did it seem like Spags was playing some kind of a weird prevent defense in the second half? It felt like we kept going to a weird zone prevent.
I felt like it was entirely too easy for them to walk down the field twice in a row.
It was a little odd. It was a little odd. It is what it is, man. But by all means, let's just keep crying about the cornerback 2 position.
It's not the corners. It is not the corners.
I really don't think it is either.
It's not. It's us not giving any pressure at all on the quarterback. And it's so weird too because it's like they know it. They went out and got Cam Thomas. They went out and got Josh Uche. Like they know there's a problem there.
And then don't play them.
And then they don't even
snap.
use them. Yeah. I think if people, if you're really on the train that the secondary is just a problem, like you're not paying
Not
attention.
just the secondary, it's the corner 2 is the only thing people are crying about. But the safeties are the one giving up the gash plays over and over again. Brian
Of
Cooks
course
looks
they
so
are.
bad in coverage, he's actually got his job taken away almost. Jaden Hicks is almost taking his job.
Yeah.
I just seen a stat this morning. Let me find the stat. I want to bring it up. It was a good one. I meant to bring it up anyway. Here it is. Brian Cook recorded his lowest snap rate of the season versus the Chargers. 78% of snaps played. Jaden Hicks played a career high 43% of defensive snaps. Shout out Ron Kopp Jr. for that stat right there. That's what I'm saying. Safeties are the problem. Spags having to blitz everybody and their mom to get some pressure on the quarterback, and it still wasn't even getting home half the time. And then they're gashing up these 1v1 safeties. No, the CB2 is not really that big of a deal. Even Najee Johnson. Look, Najee Johnson kind of stunk for the past few weeks. But look at some of the balls that were completed on him. Like that over-the-shoulder teardrop finger grab by a much... Look at the wide receiver that did it, by the way. He's a guy that we were begging to get. It's not like this is some scrub dude that was there. Amari Cooper was going against the CB2.
Right. Man, and that's another thing. Like, to your point...
I don't know what to say.
To your point, like...
We're going to get Steven Nelson, Steve. That's just the moral of the story.
To your point, though, I do feel like that every team we play, they have some of the luckiest catches and plays you ever see.
They do.
It's
Everybody
insane.
plays
And
so
like,
differently.
It's crazy because it reared its ugly head early last night. I think it was the first drive, and they were just like, "That's the greatest catch we've ever seen from Quentin Johnston." And I'm like, "Here we go."
Yeah, they said he said the
Every
best
week.
game. They said he struggled for 3 or 4 weeks, and this is the best game he's had in a month. Of course it was. Of course it was. We do this to everybody.
Yeah,
Steve, they didn't have Ladd McConkey on the field.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It scares you a little bit, huh?
But I mean, just like I said, put a bow on the Steven Nelson thing. I don't think it's necessary. Like, all feelings aside, like, let's just talk about the play. Like, yeah, we don't like him. Okay, that's cool. But like, just the play, I don't think like Najee Johnson. He's not played good at all. He's not.
No, he's not played great. I'll give him that.
And if
but
you want
to, essentially Najee Johnson's rookie year playing a corner.
That's fine. We can make excuses for him too, and then you can call him complete trash and ass if you want to. It's your right to do that or have that opinion.
Right.
But my point is the way he's playing right now, you're not going to see a big difference with Steven Nelson. You're just not.
Because of the pass rush.
Because of the pass rush and because of his size, you're not going to see that much of a difference. Steven Nelson will get worked. We've seen it over and over again when he was here.
Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that the ACU curse. Because every time we say that about a player, they'll prove you wrong every time. So I already know Steven Nelson's coming. So I'm playing big brain. I'm like, look, let's just keep saying he sucks, and we know for a fact he'll be amazing. Because we said he was going to suck. And that is what's going to happen.
Never.
Big brain.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah, I think people forget Steven Nelson a little bit.
Guys, do your homework. Go back and watch.
They will, though. They're gonna tell you don't know ball because when he left,
they're gonna find the highlights. They're gonna type in highlights.
When he left Bob Sutton, Steve, they're gonna tell you that he was God's gift to the corner position.
No,
that's exactly what's gonna happen. I can already see the people typing. Here it is in the in the comments. Yeah, it's already happening. You already know this. You already know this. Can I read you something, though?
Yeah, read it to me.
I want to bring this up that I'm not even going to bring it up. I'm just going to read it.
Do it.
I want to give you this.
Story time.
Steven Nelson, in his last season, his very last season he played before he retired, he had 665 coverage snaps, okay? He led up 59% of targets, so he allowed 38 receptions on 64 targets, 16 yards per catch, 613 yards total with a long of 51. He gave up 1 touchdown. Okay? That's what he did in his last 665. People have been saying Josh Williams was complete ass and gets worked. He's played 676. So he's only played 12 more snaps than Steven Nelson did in his entire career than Steven Nelson played his final season, okay?
Right.
So you got to take Josh Williams' entire freaking career to hit Steven Nelson's final stats. This is supposed to be statistically his best year. Josh Williams, 56%, 3% lower on the targets allowed, which means he did better. 45 out of 80. 13 yards per catch compared to 16 by Steven Nelson. 589 yards given up compared to 613 by Steven Nelson. A long of 50, not 51. And he gave up 9 touchdowns. He's given up 9 touchdowns in his career, but 6 came in his rookie season. So in his last 2.5 years, only 3 touchdowns given up. That's it. 10 PBUs compared to Steven Nelson's 6 PBUs. So nothing along that board tells me that he's any better than Josh Williams, but yet we destroyed that kid. But I think people started to come around.
Yeah, obviously they have. He's been playing good. He's been good.
But that was people, look at the statistics, look at the statistics. I've been told that for days. Just go look at how good he was. Look at the statistics. Okay, I compared it to Josh Williams, and Josh Williams was better. What do you want?
What do you want?
Like, now it's not good. Now don't look at the statistics. That's what I was told. Well, you can't look at those statistics. Well, which ones am I supposed to look at? He's a corner. I'm not supposed to look at how many catches he gives up and how many PBUs he has. What am I looking at? Penalties? Don't come at me with Steven Nelson and penalties.
What are we talking about here?
I don't know. We're talking about Steven Nelson, bro. That's how far this season's. Have you ever heard of a 12-1 team, best team in football, 4 weeks away from the playoffs, locking up a 1 seed, and we're talking about Steven Nelson?
Steven Nelson?
This is the weirdest season in the history of football.
It's been pretty weird. Yeah, but anyway, appreciate you guys being here. Let us know what you think about Steven Nelson in the comments, please.
Oh,
We'd like to see what you guys think.
You don't know balls, Steve.
We want to know if you guys remember how amazing Steven Nelson was when he was with the Chiefs.
I don't think a lot of people know, Steve, because he was the pre-Taylor Swift era.
It's fine. You go do your homework, dig it up, YouTube it,
Some
whatever
guy
you
told me
do.
he didn't even play for the Chiefs yesterday. They said, what are you talking about? He's never played for the Chiefs. I was like, shut up.
Just stop.
I blocked him instantly. Just blocked.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys being here, by the way. We're going to take a quick minute break here. So do us a favor, watch this and hang out with us.
We'll be back to rage.
Wait that whole minute. We'll be back. But we appreciate you
Get
guys.
those questions.
Today's show is sponsored by Manta Sleep Mask. You got to check this out. We weren't big believers in sleep masks. I thought they were going to be too big, too hot, too bulky. But Manta Sleep Mask changed that perception for me. These sleep masks are so comfortable. You can change the cup around your eye and find a custom fit. That way the mask finds your comfortability. With these pillows around your eyes, you feel zero pressure. And with a 100% blackout technology, you can go to sleep anytime, day or night, no matter how erratic your sleep schedule is. You can go with the sound mask, the pro mask, the silk mask, or just the sleep mask. You should go check out their website by clicking the link we have provided for you in the description below and read up on which option sounds best for you. But regardless of which mask you choose, use our code ACU10 at checkout and receive a 10% discount that we have secured through Manta Sleep for you, Chiefs Kingdom. Again, go to the description, find the link, find the mask you want to try out, use code ACU10 and get yourself some of the best sleep you've ever had in preparation of this long football season.
Mike,
get yourself a mask.
Get down there. Click that link in the description and get yourself a mask.
Those are pretty good, man. Did you try out yours?
I haven't got to try it yet, but it's
yours has headphones in it, so
we're gonna give it a shot later. I might take a nap with it here in a little bit.
Look, you can put on a replay of the game.
Take a daytime nap.
Let that offense put you to sleep. Just have Mitch Holthus just calling you to sleep.
Mike, want to shout out our boy Kyle. He had the 5-bomb here a little bit ago, and for some reason it didn't pop up, but here it is now. He says the 2-minute offense produced the only touchdown. Why not use a hurry-up offense, a few series, to see if it creates some touchdowns? I noticed that too. And it kind of goes along with just, why does the offense stall and struggle so bad the entire game, but when they have to score, they can move the ball easily? And it's very annoying and frustrating.
It's just one of those things, isn't it? I honestly think somebody said this to me yesterday, and I liked it. They were like, why does it look like when I'm watching TV, it looks like all other offense are playing Madden on rookie mode. And then when we play offense, we're playing it on all Madden. It looks like we cannot move the ball for nothing.
Right.
It does. And look, I honestly think Andy Reid respects people's defenses too much.
You think so?
I think that he looks at them and he sees what their strengths and weaknesses are. And I think instead of attacking weaknesses, he tends to just play around their strengths. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like, you know what I mean? It feels like he respects them too much. Like, sometimes you just have to go out and be like, I don't care how good your defense is. We're also a good offense. You stop us. Steve, you play chess. People play chess. Who wins usually? The one that's putting the pressure on and attacking. You got to smack people in the mouth. Muhammad Ali said it best. Was it Muhammad Ali or was it Mike Tyson? Everybody's got a game plan until you smack them in the mouth. Till you punch them in the face. Everybody talks a big game.
I think it might have been Tyson. I don't know.
So, but it doesn't matter. The whole point is you got to go out and take it to the other team sometime. And I feel like Andy comes out sometimes and just pussyfoots around. He won't just play football.
Don't you
just go out and play.
Don't be talking about Andy like that.
Bundlerooski. Did you see the commercial they were running last night? Was hilarious, dude. It was all the outtakes where they just couldn't get it together, where he just kept saying Bundlerooski.
I didn't see that, but I need to look it up because that sounds awesome.
It was ridiculous.
Casey Lions squad with a 2 says Marcus Peters over Steven Nelson any day, 110%.
I've been seeing that a lot.
Well, Marcus Peters, like, first of all, his attitude was trash. Like, that's why he's gone.
Steven Nelson does not have a better attitude.
100%. And Marcus Peters is way better. I take Marcus Peters any day.
Marcus Peters is a ball hawk, but he will. Look, but Marcus Peters kind of stinks. At this point in his career, though, right? Steven Nelson's already retired, though, so I'm not saying he's any better.
Do you think that, let's be honest here.
I would rather have Marcus Peters.
Is it even a thought? Is there somebody out there that thinks Steven Nelson's better than Marcus Peters? I don't think there is.
There's somebody out there that would tell you
his mom, Steven Nelson's mom?
Steven Nelson might say that. When did Marcus Peters play last? Has he played any this year?
I thought he was playing for, was it Baltimore?
I've got to look this up.
I don't remember.
Let me go find old Mark P.
Appreciate the 2, Casey Lions squad. Brandon Shannon with the 2 says, so happy the Bills lost and the Ravens wild card. Wear them out. Yeah. It's weird how the AFC is shaping up. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs, though, you know, just up at the top. It's lonely at the top. What do you think, Mike?
Marky Pete's 31 years old, okay? He's 31. He's not played in 2024. He's not played a single snap this year. But last year, he had a coverage grade of a 71.3. I mean, I think that was higher than Steven Nelson. I don't know. 4 PBUs, 35 receptions, 50 targets. He did give up 70% catch rate. I mean, that's not too good. But
Mike, I got an idea.
What are you going to do?
Let's not say the word Steven Nelson for the rest of the day. Okay? We don't want to. We got to get that out the air.
You know it's coming. But as soon as we get off here, Brett Veach will announce the signing.
No, but Brandon Shannon, appreciate the 2. The Chiefs are in great position. Now that Buffalo lost, the Chiefs are in great position. They're in the driver's seat, again, firmly. So they go out and take care of business these last 4 weeks, and they get that first round bye. So,
yeah, hey, I told you all the things that could have to happen, right? They can clinch it in 2 weeks.
Yep.
But the Chiefs clinch it in 3 weeks if they just win 3 of the last 4. That's it.
Right.
Just go win 3 of your last 4 and you win.
If they only lose 2 games for the entire season, they clinch it.
Right.
That's wild.
But you got to win 3 out of your next 4. And that doesn't matter who wins and who loses if you win 3 out of 4.
Appreciate the 2, Brandon. We got Michael Flores in the house with the 10 bomb. He says, Mike and Steve, can I get a rest in peace for my cousin Renee today? He passed away this morning and was a huge Chiefs fan. Love the content and how you guys keep it real. That sucks, brother. I hate to hear that.
Yep.
But rest in peace, Renee. Man, it sucks when one of our own go down, right?
Yeah, man, it just shows that there's more important things than football. We all complain and we have fun and we talk about the games and this and that, but yeah, there's more important things, man, and it sucks, but I don't know, man. Keep your head up, Michael. That's all you can do, brother.
Yes, sir. We'll be here. So get in the chat, baby. We got some therapists in the chat, by the way. So if you got to grieve, you got to grieve. Man, it's been a fun one talking about, who he's like Voldemort now.
Don't mention it.
You can't say his name.
He's coming. You know he's coming. This is like Harry. This is like the 4th book where you just know he's coming. He's already got he's ready to go. Which was the movie where they're kicking the soccer ball and he takes over the field? That's what I've imagined. They're gonna be at practice today and they're gonna punt the football and then when it lands, he's gonna appear out of the smoke.
Don't say it.
He's like,
that's crazy.
Okay.
Man, so overall though, what do you think about the game last night? What did you take away from? What was your main takeaway? Like, mine is the Chiefs are what we're watching.
Yeah. Like I said, you can make all the excuses you want as to why we are where we are. We're not beating teams. We've got, Rashee Rice is injured. Hollywood's not played. Jalen Watson gets injured. Like, these are all facts. I get it. But at this point, the only thing that you may get in return is Hollywood coming back. And that's still kind of iffy. I mean, they say he's going to, but you never really know. So the only thing you can look at is this is the hand we're dealt. We've got to figure out a way to win with it. And if that means you got to bluff a little bit, then I guess you have to. But, you know, if anybody can figure it out, it's Mahomes. Because, again, Mahomes is still Mahomes on third down. And that's why we're beating teams, because he is converting so well on third down. So,
because he's Patrick freaking Mahomes.
That's your positive. In my opinion, if you can get it's all the trenches. It sounds so easy, but it's the trenches on both sides. Go get the quarterback and protect your own quarterback, and everything's going to work out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we appreciate you guys being here today. Do us a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Shout out everyone who donated today. Thanks for helping the channel. Also, Michael Flores, rest in peace, Renee. We'll be thinking about you, brother. We'll be praying for you. So hopefully all that goes well. And yeah, man, Chiefs football, baby. Chiefs football, but we're 12-1, and we're in the driver's seat for that one seed, baby.
It's gonna be a fun week this week.
It will be. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
We got to figure out what these injuries are with DJ Humphries and Josh Williams. I hope they're not nothing major.
We should hear more about that today, right?
Yeah, Andy should be talking today, so probably just a little bit. So y'all keep your eyes peeled for that. Steve, if they sign Voldemort, are you gonna get back on here and have a good time and tell everybody how great of a signing it was?
Yeah. I'm gonna get out here and blow. I'm gonna blow so much smoke up your ass this evening.
We're not gonna do it.
Yeah, y'all have a good one. We appreciate you. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.